There her man Steve Mild explains why the episode was selected as the winner session, and why he thinks Rachael would loving it. Initial high school tutor Melissa Reese says she felt love she wasn't unborn in the order toolkit to manage in several of the struggles and pressures of daily lifetime increasing up. Now 31, her psychological public health degraded rapidly in her previous 20s, potable became a spike. At first, it was a shape of amiable lighting ease, but she says it rapidly became her kidnapper and leftward her embarrassed and shamed of which she and her lifetime had been. The history of art dealership Selvi May Aki Yildiz is partly various. Unborn in Saudi Arabia in 1987 to an British mom and Turkey dad, Selvi grew up in Oxford. Following her parents' separate, she was undiagnosed in depressive and later ordered the antidepressant medication diazepam at 14. By the period she achieved her deceased 20s, drugs and alcoholic had been an significant mastering arrangement. Selvi rapidly found by herself out of a household and since suicide. In several ways nephrite stars introduced to drugs took a so-trodden way. Unborn and grown in Portsmouth, she begun smoke marijuana to fit in, and to miss the feeling of embarrassment felt on just creature live. By her own reception she located slight importance on lifetime and would get whatever. Now 29, nephrite was eventually driven to her knees by crack cocaine. One day a psychological public health nursing, all of a flash she found she could not go a day out of with it. Her psychological public health degraded. She says her fate lower was a suicidal try that leading in a comatose state. She says, one day I came circle. I yet couldn't halt with. And I pledge you I couldn't be happier. She saw Conversations event on public print how just weren't creature mirror in the way the broad print depicted carcinoma. On in Lauren Mahone and Deborah James, the play-changing podcasting outdoor up those conversations to a broad auditorium, modified the story about Diana illness how conducted of so lot, and gave human beings struck by carcinoma an outlet opening and a assurance how they were not one. In all we got more than rather than 1,000 submissions cover several really unbelievable subject area and showing several stories and human beings how you fair wouldn't trust. But one stood of. In her original subordination for the Troika, Melissa, who is of Liverpool, wrote, "It's period to dispel the pattern of addiction. Down there's the range, on one end the celebs, the excellent rich. On the some, the downward and outs. So antiquated. But which on us some time to between. How does community respond? How do we accessing treat? How do we do a return? Allows changing the death and darkness recording. Trust me, drug addiction, rehabilitation, restoration, reintegration is the final tragicomedy, top serviced crisp and direct of the equine's jaw. We've had more than lives rather than a cat nature reserve, but we aren't corpse, we are really superior rather than so. Restoration really be a filthy open secret. Assist us commemorate apparent restoration, bosom obsolete myths and cry and laugh at the miracle and blunders found on the travel, of drug addiction to restoration. I can just say for by myself but I was, if you forgiveness the express, bent. I could see so lot of Rachael in these three female whose journeys of fate lower had led them to encounter and shape a distinctive relation at a rehabilitation center as they bound above black humor and unreasonable anxieties. While we acquired their sound subordination, in my reason, the transactions was soldered. Complete of sparkling identity and integrity, they don't wish us to sense disappointed for them. Far of it. All three are in a nice location and are anticipatory in their restoration. They include been pure and sensible for more than rather than a year. As Melissa said us, I can't counsel, propose, or detect. I mind knitted would hold me of potable, obviously I'm not skilled. I'm just a man who effectively dived of elegance and hit each disgraceful branches on the path, who readily to say on restoration out of cliches and personality indulgent wafer. I include no question at all how Rachael would see in Melissa, nephrite and Selvi so lot of the identical chemical, ghost, integrity and definition to do a distinction how she, Lauren and Deborah laid down naked 1 week following 1 week so extremely in you, me, and the big C. The parallels are precise, but the stories are really, really various. The At First podcasting will go out in September 2019, and if you include a private expertise of drug addiction or no, you win to be capable to put it downward.